The limitations that we were experiencing around productive ward with the large patient-to-the-glance boards were that the only place you could see that information was on the ward where the board was, and also the inability to be able to look at other patients across the organisation who might have similar needs. That therefore meant that matrons weren't able to spend the time on their wards with their teams, monitoring care, helping them to make difficult decisions, resulting in not very robust bed management information at the end of the day. What we now do is the nurses make the referral on the board, so they would say this bed needs cleaning. That information goes directly through to the domestic supervisor, so cuts out the middleman. The domestic supervisor then allocates that to the cleaning team. She changes the information that will then appear back on that ward board to say, yes, thank you, got your information, and I've allocated that to the team. So the nurse back on the ward can be reassured that the domestic supervisor's got that information and action's been taken in relation to it. When they have the multidisciplinary team meeting with the social workers and the therapists and the nurses, they actually get the system up on the screen in the meeting room where they're having those discussions, so they can look at all that patient's information in real time, have a discussion about what they need to do next and update the information. So they're actually using it as a dynamic tool which is helping them to plan and see where the patient needs to go next in terms of their progress. What the system's enabled us to do is to actually look at our systems and processes across the hospital and implement greater levels of standardisation. What that's enabled us to do is to have dialogue with the nurses, the therapists, the social workers, the administrators. By having that dialogue, what we've identified are discrepancies in the processes. The patient card information would be presented in the same way, so that whether you went onto a surgical ward or whether you went onto an orthopaedic or a mental ward, that when you went and had a look at the card, the different colours and the different symbols would mean exactly the same thing wherever you were in the hospital. We've developed an infection control virtual ward, so all of the patients in the hospital, if they have an infection of any type, then it turns the border of the card blue.